You know how people constantly accuse women of sleeping their way to the top? It's called the Matilda effect. Let's talk about how centuries of erasing women's achievements in science, politics, leadership, sports, etc. still shape how we view women today. Because believe it or not, this isn't just about history, it's one of the reasons that people still say things like, she slept her way to the top, or women are too emotional to lead. The Matilda effect is the gendered version of the Matthew effect, the idea that famous scientists get more credit than lesser known ones, even when their contributions are the same. It's called the Matthew effect after a biblical verse about those who already have being given more. It's privilege reinforcing privilege. But historian Margaret Rossiter coined the Matilda effect to name the pattern where women scientists, their achievements were consistently ignored or credited to men. It's named after Matilda Joslyn Gage, a 19th century suffragist who first pointed out how women were systemically erased from history. It's everywhere in science. Rosalind Franklin took the X-ray images that proved DNA's double helix structure, but the Nobel would go to Watson, Crick, and Wilkins. Lisa Meitner helped discover nuclear fission, but only Otto Hahn got the Nobel. Jocelyn Bell Bernal discovered pulsars, but her male supervisor would go on to get the credit. There's even the Trotula effect, a medieval example where a woman physician's writings on women's medicine were later attributed to a man. And more recently, there's what some call the reverse Matilda effect. When women's achievements are finally highlighted, certain audiences actually devalue the entire field. For example, when women dominate a discipline, it's often seen as less serious, less rigorous, so they're paid less. We saw that with teaching, social work, the arts, HR, DEI, even social media and coaching. Writing, that's patriarchy adjusting to keep power in men's hands even as visibility increases. Because the barriers don't end once women are finally allowed in the room. The leaky pipeline describes how women's representation decreases at every level of advancement, especially in STEM and academia. There's no single leak, it's structural, and that's where all this ties into today. When women's achievements are constantly doubted, rewritten, or ignored, it creates the illusion that women haven't achieved anything at all. That illusion fuels modern sexism. Oh, she must have slept her way to the top. Women are too emotional to lead. She only got the job because of diversity quotas. It's not just ignorance, it's the legacy of centuries of erasure. And it's a whole other story when you're now a woman of color or disabled. It doesn't just affect cis women. The system also impacts marginalized groups like trans, queer, non-binary people. So when we look at the United States, every president in our history has been male. Yet somehow, the one female vice president gets more criticism and blame than many of those men combined. That's the Matilda effect in real time. The bar is higher for women, but it's not just higher, it's constantly being moved so we never achieve it. And when people wonder why so many don't believe women should be leaders, despite evidence that we're more empathetic, collaborative, and rational, this is why. This is how we got here. A nation teetering on the edge of authoritarianism, still unwilling to believe women are capable of leading it back. Until next time, y'all.